Welcome to another episode of Behind the Birk. Thanks for tuning in. This next guest is named Steph Sloan. She's a singer-songwriter. I have yet to meet her, but my goal today is to meet her and to interview her and get to know her music, her as a person, what she's doing. You guys enjoy this episode.
Behind the bird. Behind the bird. Behind the bird. Behind the bird.
Favorite movie?
Big Fish.
Favorite television show?
United States of Terror.
Cool. Favorite book?
Ooh, I don't know, The Giver?
Favorite song?
I Can't Make You Love Me.
Favorite color?
Green.
Favorite place in LA?
Silver Lake.
30 seconds. But that's okay. That's okay.
I don't have a favorite book, I don't know, it's kind of tough.
Yeah,
I
I don't
feel-
have a favorite book either.
I've just read The Giver so many times that I feel like it's kind of just in my head because I really liked it when
Yeah.
I read it first.
Yeah, I never read it.
So, I mean, it's what it is. It's a good book. It's not the most amazing thing ever. I'm sure there are greater things out there, but
So who did you grow up listening to? Who are your influences?
yeah. So I grew up listening to a lot of jazz. My dad was really into that. He was a jazz musician and really into bebop and heavy Charlie Parker stuff, which is not necessarily my bread and butter, but it's definitely laid down a foundation for the rest of the things that I've listened to. I listened to a lot of Natalie Cole growing up, some jazz singing, classic rock that was on the radio. Frank Zappa, my dad was really into. Yeah, nothing too insane, I would say, but just the classic parental influences.
That's usually how it goes.
Exactly. Yeah, and then when I got a little bit older, I listened to a lot of NSYNC. That was my favorite, my go-to.
I think everybody liked NSYNC back in the day.
Exactly.
You think they influenced your sound and your songwriting and your music?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the jazz kind of foundation really is ingrained in my I don't know, the way that I write, the syncopation, maybe some of the harmonies, some kind of complexity to it, I guess. But then with the NSYNC poppy stuff, there's a little bit of maybe some crossover, kind of a little bit of each. I don't think that I sound like either of those genres necessarily, but definitely elements of them and parts of.
Yeah, parts of everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Your song Undone, what is that about? The inspiration?
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty funny, well, not funny story, but just a kind of a memorable one for me. That was a song that I wrote all in one night. It's a really quick kind of I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hour sit down period. I had an assignment. I was in this class called Singer-Songwriter Workshop with this woman named Melissa Farrick, who's an awesome singer-songwriter. And she had assigned us, well, basically the whole class was 10 people or something, and she had us all figure out our life numbers, which is I don't know if that's actually the term for it, but basically it's with your birthday, you figure out a number from 1 to 10, what your number is, and each number has a very specific personality thing. It's kind of like a horoscope. So my number was 1, and she told everyone they had to write a song with their number in the title or in the chorus of the song. So I said Undone because 1 was in Undone.
Oh, okay.
So that was kind of my I don't know, my vibe. And then in the chorus, maybe you're the one. So I did say. But that song, it was definitely sparked by the assignment. And it was, I don't know, I came up with the chorus first. I had the melody of the the guitar part that kind of, I harmonized the melody on top of the guitar part. And I was just thinking about kind of when you start a relationship, you're not quite sure if that person is the right choice or if maybe they're just about to wreck your world. It's before jumping in, it's you have all these kind of internal thoughts and things that are pulling. But then it was also like, because I was in a relationship at the time, I was kind of pulling from that and saying like, you know, we've been together for this time, like maybe I would marry you, but maybe not at all. Like maybe you're not that person for me. Obviously it didn't work out. We're not married at all, which I'm probably for the better. I don't want to be married right now, but yeah, I mean, that song definitely, it felt like there was a huge connection with that because it all spewed out in one sitting. It wasn't piece by piece, slowly kind of like put things together, just like the words were there and they just kind of showed up. It's like a piece of like woodwork that you kind of like whittle down. They were already there. You just had to find them. So
yeah, for sure. So I saw that you released a series of songs in 2014, and you said you were planning to release some this year, this summer.
Yeah.
What's the musical difference between those songs back in 2014 and today's songs?
So that like album, calling it like an albumette because it's between kind of like an EP and a full album, 7 songs. That was the end of my senior year of college at Berkeley, and it was like I used it as kind of my like this final project kind of situation where it was I'm gonna dedicate the last semester to like get this all together. So it was my idea of that album was kind of I want to do snapshots of my career here at Berkeley, or like since I've been like actually focusing on writing. So it's very the spectrum of like genres of the sound of that record is not so cohesive. I mean, it definitely sounds like it's one body of work because my voice is kind of the same throughout.
Yeah.
But it's not as focused as I would like. So this next project I'm working on, it's actually 2 different EPs. It's kind of going to be like yin and yang. So I'm going to release them both at the same time. One that's going to be much lighter, more acoustic vibes, kind of similar to Undone, where it's going to be more stripped down. Maybe some instruments here and there, but mostly guitar, voice, maybe some piano. And then the other side of it is going to be more pop, produced electronic kind of vibes. And so those songs are all, I basically picked one song for each of them, and I'm focusing on, for the Yang one, like the heavier one, kind of based around the song called Fireproof that I wrote. So it's like kind of in this like sexy, kind of dark, more like intense vibe. And like all the other songs I wrote are kind of in that world. And then the other one, it's more singer-songwritery, like light stuff. Because I feel like both of those genres or like sides, like yin and yang, are like they're very much a part of me and my musicality, but I haven't really figured out a way to bridge them yet. So I think that maybe by focusing in on them individually, it's really going to help me just kind of get solid feet in them, so that maybe the next project it'll be a marriage of the 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's still in the beginning stages, but
yeah,
we'll get there.
Of course. Who do you dream to collaborate with? Like, if you had someone.
Man, I mean,
you wanted to.
I love John Mayer so much.
Okay.
I don't know that we would collab necessarily. Love Adele. I would love to collab actually with Now, this girl. She's from the UK, like an electronic artist. She's pretty young, and she just released her like first like debut album, and like her writing is super like I just vibe with it so hard. It's just really like down to like the basics of like what music like should be. I don't know. I just like
you really love it.
I love it. Yeah, I mean it's like the production also is really, really excellent, but it's like her writing is very not so simple necessarily, but like she makes the right choices where it's just like it takes the song to the next like place effortlessly.
You should check her out.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Heard of her.
I'll send a link for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I just finished doing this this series on Facebook. It was like a Facebook Live series called Sundays with Steph.
I saw that.
Yeah, so that was like a project of mine this past year, and I'm hoping to continue doing it a little bit, maybe in the upcoming year, but maybe a little more produced, a little more just like higher quality. Like these past ones were just on my phone, with like a little mic, and it's like me and a friend sitting in my living room, like playing songs, which is like super fun.
Yeah.
But like maybe
That's
the next
super raw,
one,
too.
exactly, super raw. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe like the next time around when I get together, it's gonna be like around like maybe like 2 or 3 other writers, and then we'll be in a studio, have like actual mics set up, and have like camera going so that it's a little more professional. So hopefully that'll be happening sometime in the near future. I'm focusing on the recording of these EPs more right now than that, but keep an eye out for Sundays with Steph Part 2.
Part 2. New and improved.
Yeah, exactly. 2.0.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
On this interview. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for being
Behind the bird.